Oh my goodness, guys, I'm back. I have missed you guys, and I've been gone for a while, but as you can see, there's a good reason for it. But I am so happy to be here today just to give you a little bit of an update of what happened with this second pregnancy, a little bit of the fibroids, and just general health and wellness. So first, I just want to say thank you so much for the old subscribers for sticking with me, for the new subscribers, and for the people who even have bought the ebook. I'm so grateful, and I'm sorry if there was some system glitch, and thankful that you were able to email and it was resolved, and that you are making use of the ebook and actually seeing a difference. I hope so. Now, my name is Josephine, and I am a certified health education specialist. And my goal for starting this channel was to empower women, to educate women, to chat with my fellow sisters and women, to talk about fibroids and general health and wellness. And fibroids specifically because I found out I had fibroids with my first pregnancy. So with this pregnancy, I'm just gonna give you an update, what happened, and then we're just gonna make it short and sweet. But how are you doing? How is everything with you? I hope that you are striving to be healthy, or you're working towards being healthy, wellness. You're just working towards a well, healthy body, mind, and just, happiness and all that good stuff. Anyway, now for this video, I'm just going to talk about my second pregnancy, of course, and then the fibroids, my diet, and just the things I did, if I experienced any symptoms, and just where I am right now, what I'm doing, and how I feel. And then if you have any questions, you can just leave them in the comment box. I try my best, even though I was offline, I try to answer your questions as much as I can. But thank you for your patience. So this second pregnancy, thank goodness, it was also easy, nice and easy. Well, I'm saying that because my first pregnancy, it's when I found out I had the fibroids, 7 fibroids, and I was scared at first. I was very scared, but I decided to just take a break and just say, I'm not going to let fear lead this pregnancy. I'm just going to go with an open mind, with my faith that everything is going to work out. And indeed, it worked out. So I just want to encourage you, if you're right now in a place where you feel like you just found out you have fibroids or whatever female reproductive issues going on right now, just take a pause and just don't let the fear overcome you, and just have faith and do what you need to do to help your body, because that's the best thing you can ever do, honestly. Now, this second pregnancy, all was well. And when I first went for my first ultrasound, I wanted to know update on the fibroids, because of course I shrunk my fibroids, and I told you the last time after my first pregnancy, I went for my 6 weeks checkup, and my fibroids had really shrunk tremendously. I mean, they couldn't even see any fibroids. Of course, if there was something here and there was maybe something very small, but they could hardly see. My stomach was even flatter than even I got pregnant. So I knew that something had changed. Now with this second pregnancy, when I went for the ultrasound, I was going with an open mind, and I said, whatever it is, we'll take it, we'll deal with it, and we're just gonna keep it positive, and no negativity, no fear is gonna take over. Now, I went in and I found out that I have 2 fibroids. One, the largest was 4 centimeters. Actually, now that I think about it, it was the first time I went for the ultrasound, they could only see one. And one was, the first one they saw was only 5 centimeters. Then towards the beginning of second trimester, I believe there was 2 fibroids, and Now there were two, and that was 4 centimeters. So it was the largest was 5 centimeters, then the other one was 2. So they could only see 2 fibroids. Well, 2 fibroids, I was like, okay, that's better than 7. But as I said, I knew because during pregnancy, the estrogen levels are high. I knew that there was a possibility because I'm already, fibroid. I had fibroids before. The chances were that they would come back. But that did not stop me, my dear sisters. I just kept on, and I focused mostly on just taking care of me, taking care of the baby, and just keeping that environment for my body to thrive instead of it giving me symptoms that I did not want to deal with. So I just kept going. Pregnancy was very, I had really good pregnancy, no symptoms, because the fibroids, I was eating healthy, mostly plant-based foods, which is what I always encourage. I was eating that, and I did not experience any kind of cramping. I did not experience any kind of bleeding or any light bleeding, but I did have a round ligament pain with this pregnancy, which is totally different. So at first I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I dealt with it in my first trimester, but then I found out ways of how I can help myself with the round ligament pain. It was just a sharp pain on my left side. I could just massage it and do some light exercises, and it was gone. Now, knowing that I had 2 fibroids, I was like, okay, 2 is better than 7. So we're just gonna keep eating right and keep moving. So luckily, I was, of course, they said I was high-risk pregnancy. I don't know why they categorize young women like us as high risk, because what is high risk? Who are you high risk for? Like, it's just ridiculous. As long as you're taking care of yourself, your body, you're healthy. I don't believe in that stuff. I just do what I feel is right for me because it's my body. I know how to take care of it. So anyway, I was high risk pregnancy. That means I had to see ultrasound and I had to see my regular OB/GYN. But that said, I just kept doing what I needed to do. And in the first trimester, I was taking some iron tablets because I had issues with iron with my first pregnancy. So I just started to take some natural iron, not the red pills. I got one from Europe, which was really, really good. So I was taking that, and I was taking my vitamin D because that was also, it's been an issue. Vitamin D has been an issue. And I also, as I've talked about it also in the channel, that vitamin D can also, is also linked to fibroid growth as well. So I was just, doing my vitamin D supplements and my iron supplements, which I got from Europe, which are a bit more, they're more natural and easy for the body to absorb because I didn't want to deal with any constipation and stuff like that. So I kept on with that, and I exercised, I did yoga, I walked, I drank lots of water. And I just did what I needed to do, as I did with my first pregnancy, because I knew if I did these things, my body's gonna answer me back with some good energy, some good vibration, and the baby's just gonna be fine. Our bodies are meant to do this. Our bodies are capable of healing if we just give it the right kind of environment, right kind of TLC. So I just, first trimester passed, second trimester passed. Now, third trimester, I kept checking on the fibroids, but it wasn't the focus of this pregnancy, honestly. It was just eating right and just staying track with my general health and wellness, how I feel, making sure the vibration is right in my body, just putting off all the negativity, stopping people who are bringing some kind of bad energy, because I just want to be at peace with myself and the baby and the people around me and my family. So that said, my diet continued to be mostly plant-based food. So 90% of my diet is plant-based food, meaning I'm putting legumes, a lot of green vegetables from broccoli, asparagus, kale, I'm zucchini. I'm just playing around with, okra, Swiss chard. I'm playing around with all the greeny vegetables. Sometimes I would even eat the red cabbage or purple cabbage. I eat them raw. So I just mix up a lot of vegetables, and then legumes, the beans, lentils. I just chickpeas. I do eat chickpeas. I know that they can bother, like you can have trouble sometimes with gas when you have legumes, but I did find trick. I usually cook, I soak them, I cook them, and I rinse them before I cook, so that really does help with gassiness. And then I started eating fish, wild caught fish, mostly wild cod, and sometimes trout, but mostly or wild salmon. So that 10% was eggs and fish. So, but no dairy, no red meat, no chicken. So that is what was different about this pregnancy. So I was consuming, I would say once a week, I would eat wild caught fish, and then I would have maybe not breakfast, like I would have eggs for lunch or stuff like that, maybe twice or 3 times a week or twice, depending on how I feel. I just don't overdo it because I know mostly my diet is plant-based foods, but I still don't consume chicken or red meat. Dairy, of course, would come in if I have a piece of cake. Chocolate, I usually choose a vegan-friendly chocolate, but mostly cake if there was a celebration. Hey, everything, you cannot deny yourself everything. So as I always say, just be conscious, be mindful when you're eating these things. So dairy is always out of question for me. I don't even, my kids, they don't, my first baby, no dairy, no dairy in this house, honestly. But if we went out to eat and there was a piece of cake, of course, man, I'm gonna take a bite of that piece of cake, So that's where I was in terms of my diet. Fruits, I consumed lots of fruits whole and less. I would do smoothie, but my smoothie was mostly avocado and banana, and I would add a little bit of sea moss in there. And then I would also add some wheat germ, not wheat germ, actually, what is that? Hemp powder or hemp seeds. So most of the fruits I was eating whole, like variety, berries. Just in the morning, my first bowl is berries and apples or pears, mango. I just make a bowl of fruits, and then I usually bake this banana bread. I have a recipe here already. If you have not made that banana bread, I don't know what you're waiting for, but I dare you to try it next week. I dare you to try it this weekend. It's delicious. It's so simple. It's vegan friendly. And I've actually found ways of just how to shush it up. And it just, every time it comes out perfect. And it doesn't have eggs, no dairy. It's perfect. And I've been also making these vegan scones. Well, let me say something about just keeping my pastry very simple. I still don't eat bread. The wheat is out of question for me. I mean, it's just one of those things I've made a decision not to consume because it's very inflammatory for my body, and it just makes me, every time I eat anything wheat-based, I'm kind of like, I feel like my system slows down and it just drags, and like a little bit of constipation. So wheat is, I can have a little bit of piece of bread, but I don't consume it. Like you won't find me buying bread, honestly. If I do, I will make it here and I will change the ingredients to be vegan friendly. But I did my recipe. I have scones. I've been making these blueberry scones, which I'm addicted to eat. And then I was just having the banana bread most of the time for breakfast. So with that, with a bowl of fruits, deliciousness, yummy. That was how I start my breakfast, and lots of water. I drink water like I'm paid to drink water. Like that's how I've always been. So lots of water keep me feeling, going, and the urine clear. So if you're pregnant right now, and even if you're not pregnant and you have fibroids, Just introduce those colorful fruits into your diet, drink lots of water, and just eat those leafy green vegetable. Reduce. I cannot emphasize, reduce your animal products as much as you can, because that stuff, they feed fibroids. Sugar, coffee, no. Alcohol, of course, if you're pregnant, I mean, a glass of wine, yes, you're a human being, you can have a little bit, but no. We're trying to look after the baby and just take care of the body. So if you are in a position right now and you're just wondering where to start, if you've not bought my ebook, which I have a link under the description box, I have an ebook, I have a bundle which has amazing, delicious recipes that you can, make your own. You can shush them up a little bit, make them your own, and just start with that as a detox. You can do it for a month and see how you feel. Of course, you can add things here and there, but just if you can be consistent for a month with the recipes I have in my ebook, that would be awesome. So that's how, because these are the recipes that I use with my first pregnancy to shrink the fibroids. So if you've not bought an ebook and you don't know where to start, I have a link in my description box. We'll take you to my website and you can purchase an ebook from there. And if you have, I hope that it's helping you. I really do. And you're being consistent with them, because the key is being consistent as well. Now, that said, diet, that's what I did. So lots of fruits, smoothie, I told you what I made. Avocado and banana smoothie was mostly my smoothie, but most of the fruits I ate whole. Lots of greens. If I had some grains, black wild rice, quinoa, I love those too. I made this couscous, which is really good. I actually like this brand. I will share with you. Of course, it has some wheat, but just a little bit, I don't consume white rice. I just don't care for it anymore, because I know that they feed fibroids. Sugar, if I use sugar, it's brown sugar, just a little bit of honey, or maple syrup. Mostly I don't really care for sugar that much. If it's sweets, I have a vegan-friendly chocolate. If I want something sweet to eat, that's what I used to go for. And then lots of water. That was like, yes, lots of water. And exercising, moving my body to just relieve my body, any aches and pains, and just give me that happy feeling, and just, reduces any stress, because stress also contributes to feeding fibroids as well. There's so much. If you've watched some of my videos, there's so much that goes into this body, our beautiful bodies. But when we just let go and we do what's right for our bodies, it thrives. It really does. So that is the part of the diet. That's what happened. But towards the third trimester, I made changes. I decided to have a midwife, an amazing doula, an amazing midwife, and just go a route that felt really comfortable for me, because my birth preferences did not align with my regular OBGYN. It just did not. And this is what I always say. It's your body, you make that decision, and you always be empowered. When you know better, you do better. So I got empowered with my doula, my midwife, and I took a different route, which I felt was very comfortable for me, and it turned out to be an amazing, amazing experience to have a home birth. And I would wish every woman would experience this if you are healthy enough to have a home birth. But it was amazing, really the best experience for me. And if you are thinking about it, I would say, do your research and just go for it. Don't be afraid, as long as you're healthy and you can. They told me I was high risk. They told me all these things that was gonna go wrong, but I'm always like, nope. I know my body. I know what I'm doing for my body. I know how I treat my body, so it's just gonna be fine. So I decided to go that route, and I'm thankful to God that everything turned out great. We have a healthy baby girl, and she is 2 months now, and it's just a blessing. It's a blessing, and I'm so thankful for my doula and my midwife. So, and above everything, God. So my third trimester, I just decided to take a different route. It was towards the end of pregnancy, but I was like, I'm going to do what's best for me. So when you have OBGYN, just make sure that your birth preferences align with what you want, because our bodies can do this. We can birth beautiful babies in this world, but you just have to have the right support system. So if you feel like you're not getting any kind of support that you require, you should look into getting, there are other options out there. Just know there are other options out there that you can get. Now, that said, the pregnancy ended very well, despite the fears and things I was told when I went to the hospital that could happen. Of course, my iron levels, I worked that towards the third trimester. I increased my iron intake. Then my vitamin D stayed the same. I kept with my diet, and I just exercised, and I kept a positive mind and people around me. And then I also just made sure that I found people who would empower me and just know what I was going into, because I wanted a different experience for this pregnancy. And I'm so glad that I made that decision, because at the end of the day, honestly, you want to do something that feels right for your body. And if you have the fibroids right now and you're discouraged and you're pregnant and you're experiencing all these symptoms, bleeding or cramps, and you just don't know where to start, I just want to encourage you, sister, to hang in there. Just make sure you're educated, you're empowered, make sure that you're doing the right thing for your bodies. And when I say the right things, I mean you're actually introducing really organic, fresh, whole plant-based foods into your diet. It starts with your diet. There's so much more that goes into your body. Like with diet, it's amazing when you start with that. Then look into your stress levels as well. Make sure that you are not stressing yourself with the baby, or even if you're not pregnant. Like all these things, they play a role. When you eat healthy, you lose that weight, because that also just contributes to fibroid as well. Stress levels, making you getting enough rest, and just trying your best as much as you can to do what's right for your body. Honestly, I know that sometimes we get caught up with life and there's so much that goes on, but if you do your best and you try and you make time for things that matter, you get the reward. You do get the reward. So in general, this second pregnancy, thank goodness, everything went great. I didn't have any symptoms. And it's kind of like I don't even expect it, because just the way I try to eat. I'm not perfect, but I try my best. I make sure I choose the right food for my body. There's temptation. Of course, when you're pregnant, for me, I don't have really crazy cravings. And I always say that it's because how I eat. It just comes in play the way I eat. So that's what went on. Fibroids towards the end, I didn't even get ultrasound because I decided not to go to my OB anymore. I wasn't going to go that route. So I did not go for that. But I know the last time I checked, which was towards the end of second trimester, actually third trimester, mid-third trimester, the fibroids were only still 5 centimeter, 4 centimeter, and that was it. They were not growing, nothing, they were pushed. So there were times I would go on the tech would be like, I don't see anything. So as far as I know that I had 2 fibroids, largest 5 centimeters. And right now, 2 months post-pregnancy, I'm working, still eating right, consuming what I need to do, eating those foods that I've told you, exercising lightly, and just keeping up and treating my body right. So that's what I've been doing. And I feel great because I know that I'm treating my body right. So I'm encouraging you to do the same. Just start from somewhere. Don't make excuses, girl. Don't do that. And just, above everything, don't let fear rule your life. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, when you let go of that fear and you make the decision that you're just going to do what you need to do, once you get the right information, you're empowered and you know what you want for yourself, for your body, and for your family, of course, you do that. You don't hesitate. Your body knows what it needs and it's capable of healing. So stay encouraged. Just know that once you start, you're going to see changes, and you have to be consistent, be disciplined in the process. You cannot be perfect. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect, but you can start and try and be consistent as much as you can. If you fall tomorrow, you made something that you didn't want to do, get up again, start tomorrow, the next day, and just keep moving. Don't go like, oh my God, I messed up yesterday, so like that's gone. No, don't do that. Just pick yourself up and start again. That's what life is all about, right? You learn from mistakes and you just keep going. So with that said, that's the update with the second pregnancy, my diet. As I said, the supplements I was taking is vitamin D, then iron pills. The first iron during the first trimester was more like a natural iron, but towards the third trimester, I ended up taking the red pill one. But other than that, was a peaceful, quiet, calm pregnancy, and I made the most empowering decisions for what I knew was right for me, because my birth preferences did not align with my OBGYN. So I knew what I wanted to do towards the end. It was a last minute decision, but it was the best decision for me. So I would encourage you, if you're also thinking of other ways, just be open, do your research, make the step that is right for you. As long as you're happy with that decision and you have your family that supports you, your loved one that supports you, you're good to go. All right. So if you have any questions, any comments, I'm gonna, your girl is coming back slowly. You know that I have a baby, but I'm coming back. So I would do videos here and there. I'm grateful that you're patient, and I'm thankful for you, and I hope that you're keeping well. Let me know if you're trying the recipes in the ebook, if it's working. As I said, try that banana bread as well in this channel, so that way you can start eliminating that, bread that we're talking about, the wheat, because wheat is really inflammatory. And that I just want to send some positivity, some love your way, and I'll talk to you next time. So be healthy, be well, be positive, and just keep smiling as much as you can. All right, from my heart to yours. Till next time, bye-bye.